I'm not breathing. Don't breathe. What's up, Throttlers? Aristotle Full Throttle here. Today I'm going to review Don't Breathe. It's directed by Fede Alvarez, and it's co-produced by Sam Raimi. It's basically the same team that brought you the remake of The Evil Dead, and I do love me some Evil Dead. It stars Jane Levy. She, Jodie Fosters her way through The Panic Room and Silence of the Lambs and right into this movie. There are some throwbacks. And the movie stars Cable. I mean, Stephen Lang. Although he should be Cable. He looks like Cable. These three young punks go around breaking into rich people's homes, stealing a bunch of junk, and making off like bandits in Detroit. Why has it gotta be so cold in the D?
It's so loud in the D.
And they find out that Cable, I mean Stephen Lang, just came into a large cash settlement because his daughter was just killed by a drunk driver. So they go, let's go break into this guy's house. He's an easy mark. At first he seems pretty defenseless. I mean, not for nothing. He's blind, he's an older guy. So they break into this guy's house in the middle of the night, but this guy was in the Iraq War. He has seen some combat. He is ready to take you down if you invade his home. And he's got the clear advantage because he's blind and it's night and there's really no lights in this house. Although there was one hallway with lights on. I don't know why a blind guy would have any lights on in his house. So Stephen Lang doesn't want them to steal his money or find out any other secrets that he's got going on there. So this house is as hard to get out of as it was to break into. And the whole time you're all clenched up because you literally cannot breathe. And immediately I'm brought back to movies like Alien, where it's just a confined space. The director does a really good job using one location because any movement you make, any creak of the floorboards, and any breath that you take, this guy will be able to hear it if you're in the same room as him. And the movie is super intense the entire time. So if you like those movies that just keep a knot in your throat and in your heart and in your gut and in your butt, I'm not big on horror, but I do like me some psychological thrillers and thrillers in general. Thriller! Ow! Well, one of my favorite movies of all time is The Silence of the Lambs. And this movie does cherry pick a couple of things from that movie, particularly one of the last scenes of Silence of the Lambs where Buffalo Bill uses night vision. They do that in this movie, and they do it really well, actually. There's a little bit of a different dynamic because everybody's blind in that scenario, but obviously Stephen Lang's character has the home field advantage. He knows his house, so it's literally the blind fighting the blind at one point. I have to say, for the first part of the movie, I had no sympathy for the characters breaking into the house because I was like, well, you're breaking into the house. What do you expect? This guy's gonna defend himself. You're stealing this guy's money. He just lost his daughter. Give the guy a break. But of course, some more information is revealed, and then you find out, hey, there's really no good person in this movie. So it's pretty cool that there's a lot of grayness to the movie, and the movie itself, the theme of it is very in shadow, it's dark, it's gray, there's really no clear good guy. So it becomes about survival, and survival instincts kick in, and that's what we start to relate to as a viewer. You can relate to a home invasion, you can relate to being held captive, and the outside being right outside the door, or right outside the window, and you just can't get there. It's really intense, it's really horrifying, especially when you're so close to freedom. Stephen Lang is awesome in this movie. He doesn't have many lines, but he's physically imposing and his physical acting is awesome, and he should really play Cable. The movie's well acted, it's well directed. It's not technically a horror movie with ghouls and ghosts, but it is quite horrifying. So I give Don't Breathe 3.75 froze out of 5. I recommend it. The crowd I was with was jumping. I was pulling my adjustable armrests up and down the whole time. My guts were in a knot. When the characters are holding their breath on screen, I found myself holding my breath. It's just one of those weird things that we do as human beings when we see someone do that. So what's your favorite scary movie? I'm not super big into the horror proper genre. I'm more into psychological thrillers. I like movies that involve real life scary monster people, not necessarily ghosts and supernatural phenomenon. It's like my mom always said when I was a kid about ghosts. It's not dead people you should be afraid of, it's the ones who are alive. So Stephen Lang's character is really scary and could potentially exist, which is even scarier. And that is what's terrifying about this movie. So let me know your favorite scary movie in the comments below. And remember, I got t-shirts available, so if you want one, check it out. I'll leave a link in the description below. Definitely give this video a like, check that info card if you want to find out how you can help disabled veterans, and subscribe to this channel. What have you got to lose? Nothing. I'm Aristotle Full Throttle, your bro, with the fro and the no, and I'll see you later. Don't breathe. Don't breathe. Vegas, where Bradley Cooper shows up. So that reminded me that, oh yeah, Todd Phillips and Bradley Cooper are like best buds, they're bros. And they like to make movies just as an excuse to go to Vegas. War Dog Thriller.